Hello. I'm going to say hi to my YouTube friends right now because I've been just posting this video as is, and there's been just this dead space of me sharing it out, breathing loudly, and all that kind of stuff. So let me just kick it off by a little hello to YouTube. Hello, everybody. Hello, TikTok. Hello, YouTube. This is going to be a quick live because I have to get up early tomorrow. My travel plans were just changed, so I have to leave tomorrow instead of Thursday. So that's exciting. So let me go ahead and share this out to some of my nearest and dearest here. That's what I'm going to be doing when it looks like I'm just staring at my phone. I'm actually going through the people that come most often to my lives. I'm just sort of going through, making sure they get their alerts, because sometimes, you know, TT doesn't do that. Hi, Miss Ninja. Hi, everybody. So I'm sending this out. I'm doing a lot of talking to make sure I fill the dead space in the front with, oops, I don't need that. Because for YouTube, this part always looks so strange. So I'm really trying to, like, you know, find it all. Okay, hold on. Let me just tiptoe through the tulips over here. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? We're just getting an onslaught of just exactly what we expected in terms of news. How can one person be so awful? That's what I'd like to know. How is it possible? I mean, it's like a full-time job, you know? Sorry, I'm just trying to go through here. There's a couple people I usually grab. Okay, that's it. All right. Hi. Hello, Lou. Hi, you guys. I'm not going to be on long tonight. Yeah, it is so crazy. I just wanted to pop on because I want to just make a connection with you. I also want to assure you that the black and white video I posted earlier, I'm okay. I'm actually strong. I feel incredible. I feel like this is what I was made for. This is what I'm here for. And if you watch the whole video, I think you'll get that. Thanks for the follow, Janet. But some people, I think, hi, Mystic. I think some people, like, you know, they see that and they're like, don't worry, hang in there. I'm like, oh, you don't get it, do you? I'm hanging in there. I'm knocking people out along the way to protect my other people. So I'm not in a bad place. I mean, I'm not in a great place. I mean, nobody is, right? Well, there's 1 to 5 people that are. And thank you to, I can't remember who did it. Tell me if you're in here. I'm sorry, I'm getting messages everywhere. Hi, Christine. Who sent me the message that my video, or my account actually, Orange Lover, is clipping some of my videos and their videos and like making fun of us. I'm blocked, so I don't see it, but they blocked them and they couldn't get the name. And I was wondering why one of my videos, the black and white one where I'm laying there and I'm like, yeah, I still am saying he's not going to win. That one has so many views. And I was just like, hi, Eddie. Hi, Janet. Mystic. I was like, I wonder why that has so many views. And we're talking about on TikTok because I share this to YouTube. Isn't that funny? I don't know. She said she deleted it she blocked it and she forgot to like remember what the name was. So if you guys see it, let me know what the name is. But it wasn't, she just told me about it. I didn't see it. But I have so many like hate comments on that video that, you know, TikTok blocks. Because then I went in there today and I was looking through it and I was like, oh, well, thank you guys, because I'm in the Creator Fund program. And so you're helping me. So I appreciate that, because thank you, Flight, because I haven't been able to, you know, do as much work right now. So this is my work. So thank you. Thank you. That's right, Eddie. Even when it's dark enough, we will see the light. That's right. Yeah, you guys, hang in there. I'm just making a present, you know, whatever. I'll probably be here for just like, I don't even know. Not even an hour, if an hour. Paula, I did get a friend request from a fake page with your name. Yeah, I do want to let you guys know that thanks, Black. I've officially made it. I have 2 fake pages now. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, yeah, Gail. One is just look for whatever on all accounts. Look for the dot or the underscore. because mine is just straight across. Like it's just I am the. There's two E's. The Omar. Hi, Danny. The Sky Girl. So the Sky Girl. How are you, Omar? Omar. Omar. I'm actually just going just quick. Like it's a quick live tonight. So just to say hi, I have to get up early. Hi. You look beautiful.
You do too.
Look at little Miss Riding Hood there with your hood up. You were like, anyways.
Well, I don't know if you actually know the actual mythology, but it actually wasn't Little Red Riding Hood. It was the big bad wolf.
Okay, I need to know more about that, obviously. How are you doing?
I'm good. I actually did a nice little reading on somebody for coming at our sweet friend Intuition Influencer, and went on and I got this lady together
Oh, good.
talking about false hope. She's like, you're just spreading false hope. And I said, that's really interesting because I went on her profile and she had this like this like beautiful inspirational worship song. And I'd seen some blue team posts like in her repost. So I'm like, okay, but I think she's still kind of like colonized a little bit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because,
It was this song. This song. It was like God has a plan. I said, okay, that's really interesting that you're coming for women for giving you false hope based on their beliefs, but you have literally spent your entire life and your children's lives and your grandchildren's lives, most likely, taking them to get preached at at a pulpit, reading from a book written by men about a mystical man up in the sky, but you want to come at
yeah,
my sisters for false hope.
right. No, right now it's interesting because there's different people, even, that claim to be Christian. And I don't know if you were in the live last night, but I kind of went off a little bit saying anybody who says anything about, I'm mad that I listened to the tarot readers and the psychics, all you're doing is calling yourself out because why would you ever? That's the whole problem we're in with churches. You can't give your power to anyone else. All people are doing is sharing their truths. They're sharing what they see.
And the
You
big
know what I
difference
mean?
between the big difference between the evangelical church, especially, or Catholicism, the difference is you guys say here's your reading, we say here's your reading. This is what we saw. Take what resonates with you.
Yeah.
Whereas they tell you if you don't take this, you're gonna burn.
Yeah, right.
Girl,
Yeah,
bye.
and I just think it's like you shouldn't do that anyways. And I say follow your own intuition. If you don't know how to listen to your intuition, then that's your job right now. You got to
And that's
learn
the
how to find out.
thing. And I'm so fired up. I'm so glad you invited me up because
No, I could feel it. I was like,
that's the thing, though. That's why so many people, like people who voted red in 2016 and 2020, and they voted blue this time. They're like, well, why didn't I? Why wasn't I for AM? And because the patriarchal religious construct has diluted your own sense of self and your sense of intuition.
are
It
you
does.
okay? Is someone breaking in or something?
No, my cat has decided to be on top of the mirror. Tinkerbell, Here, let's get
So
out.
I was cat sitting for someone one time, and it was like I've never lived with a cat like inside my house. I lived at a winery, and they were walking around outside.
Oh my
And I
god.
love cats. Like I finally understand them. But I was cat sitting for someone who had like five cats, and I don't know why do they do such crazy shit? Like they walk on things that are wobbling that are made out of glass, and I'm like, oh god, dogs don't do that.
Well, I'm so glad you asked that because what a lot of people, what the 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. thing, you know what that's really called, like in folklore, right?
No.
It's called the witching hour.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and like cats go nuts right around like nighttime because
That's true.
cats are I mean dogs are intuitive too. I'm a dog owner too. But like cats like are deeply connected to the spirit realm. They were like deified, especially like by the ancient Egyptians. And, they protected
Yeah.
the babies from scorpions and things like that. So
Yeah. Yeah, cats are on another level. I until you're around one or a bunch of them, because you have to see the rainbow of personalities, you
yep.
don't truly understand them. If you just see them every now and then, you're like, oh, I don't like cats, or cats are weird. But you have to see a lot of them, and then you're like, cats are awesome. Like, what the hell? Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, don't knock things over tonight. Tinkerbell. Hi,
She's having
Tinkerbell.
she's having a party tonight.
Yeah. Is
How
it
are
cold
you?
there? Where are you? What state are you in?
Texas. I'm in Austin.
It's cold, right? It's like extra
It
cold.
snowed.
Yeah. I saw that in Florida too, like extra. I'm in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and it last night all of a sudden got really windy, and then it said feels like 28 degrees. That just doesn't happen here. It was so cold. It was
But
crazy.
global warming doesn't exist, right?
Yeah. Thank God we got rid of that whole like department. So dumb.
How are you
Ugh.
feeling?
I'm actually really good. I feel like I was made for this, like all the shit I went through. I was destroyed, rebuilt so many times that at the time I was like, why in the world would that happen to me? Hi, Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. Meow. Hi.
She's so mad. She
Hi,
does not like
Tinker.
it. She's like,
Did you
no.
guys see the pit bull growling at the TV with the Trump on the TV talking?
Did you
He
see the
saw
one
a spirit.
with the beagle that didn't want to be pet by MGT or
No.
MTG?
Really? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, because she's the wolf man, honey.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm made for this. I feel completely solid. It's strange. I don't know.
I like and I've said it before on our lives. Whenever like I get like a pang of anxiety, like ooh, when I saw the hand gesture, there was a pang that was like, "Argh,"
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
something else was like, calm your shit.
Yeah,
You're
right.
you're getting distracted. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe, the only, and I know you probably believe this too, but I believe there's only one power ultimately is good. It's like the universal energy. It's like what they are is they're trying to look powerful. That's what they're trying to do. And they don't really have real power in the, grand scheme of things. So it's hi, why don't I ever know how to say your name? Will you say it when
Ozma.
what?
Ozma.
Ozma. Okay, it's very simple. Ozma Bean.
Did you ever read the Wizard of Oz books, Lisa?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so Ozma is the long lost Princess of Oz. In the movie Return to Oz, the witch Mombi enchanted her and hid her in the mirror so no one could find her. And then at the very end of Return to Oz, Dorothy releases Ozma from the mirror. Scene makes me cry every time.
What? Oh my God. Ozma, like you have such a deeper meaning now.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Ozma was the fairy princess of Oz.
Okay. I need to read the books. Okay. Wait. See, I'm bad at names. I've been struggling with feeling detached from my body lately. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's so everything that's happening right now is so like inverse reality. Everything's like upside down. So that would make sense.
Is it Kanoa? Is that how you say it? You can just put like a blue heart or a purple heart.
Ilani. Wow. You're
Kanoa. I think it's
breaking it up
Kanoa.
into 4 letters. That's very smart. I
Yeah.
see a wall of letters coming at me, and that's why I get overwhelmed.
Levi's in the chat.
Hi, Levi. Hi, Nicole. Do you think the people will get them out? Yes.
Shh, don't do that, honey. She wants to choose phone chargers. Is this really what we're doing tonight? She's like, she can tell though. She can tell that I'm talking with one of my family right now.
Ah.
She knows because she's a little mad. Her name's Tinkerbell. She's a fairy.
Okay, so we all have to speak in code, you guys, just as a reminder, since we have a new sheriff in town. Hi,
Good.
Nick.
I
Oh,
saw
good.
that.
I'm glad. Oh, sorry.
I'm wrapping up my card.
Yeah. So you guys, I just want to pop on and say hi. And hi, Travis. How are you? Let's see. Going through your day. I was gonna go live earlier, Christine. I was gonna go live earlier, and I just really needed to sort of fill my energy back up today. I know Ethical did that too. She like spent the day kind of meditating and stuff. So, yeah. And then I found out that I was supposed to leave on Thursday morning on my trip. And I just found out midway through the day that I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So then I'm running around doing laundry and trying to get ready and stuff. So that happened. Hi, DC.
Ozma, what I would say, I just read your comment about good trouble. What I would say to that, Ozma, is that there's going to be a lot of really hard distractions right now that are really, really scary. And what I want to say to both you and Kanoalani is find some grounding practices because we're not in control of what other people do or what people say. They're going to do and say some really crazy stuff. Remember what Hope Waltz said on her chat, that people are going to act out and they're going to act really, really crazy.
Yeah.
I don't personally know. And then Maddie's asking like how long it will take before it gets back to normal. It's really weird. When I finally started, and I'm only going to share my testimony, in 2019, when I finally turned off the news and I turned off like the noise, it's weird, but 2019 and 2020 blew by. And it's kind of like the old saying goes, when you're having fun, like time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I'm not saying that, that he's going to be in or for 4 years or not, but what I am saying is grounding practices, being with your sisters, like me and Lisa, being with your connected family. Find ways to not allow the darkness and the distraction to sway you and pull you.
Last night I used an example. I said, you don't have to know what's going on in the world. We've been told that you need to know all this stuff. It's kind of interesting sometimes. Sometimes it's scary, but the constant news is not normal. We're not made for that. We're made to like go, hey, did that branch fall off the tree? Was there a lot of wind last night? What happened over there? And then maybe, oh gosh, my onions, they're not ready yet. I thought I could pull them up tonight. We could make onions and chicken, but we can't because the onions, we're meant to know about our little area. And so knowing about the whole world at all times, constantly, and the government, and I said, it
Having
used to be
these
like,
ruined us.
yeah, the phones. We got to put this down. Even TikTok. There's so many people I love that do the news, and I just scroll away because I need to manage what's happening energetically with me. It's just not normal, and like, just yeah, get off your phone, get away from things, like go spend time with animals. Animals are very grounding. I love my dogs here. That's right. Oh, who's that?
This is Loki Mouse,
Is that a Shibu Inu?
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu.
He's a little baby boy.
Hi. They're
Mm.
so smart.
And then
Whoops.
Bo Beans, my German Shepherd.
Hi, Bo Beans. They're like in the dog is tired and cold roll up.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's right. I remember your dogs now that I see this one.
And Vanilla Wafers.
That's right. I remember that. That's so cute. I remember them. I have to shut my door in here. Otherwise, Sparky, my big pit bull puppy, he's not a puppy, but he's huge. And he like thinks he's cute and he like attacks me while I'm on camera. So I can't even have him in here
I
at all.
understand that. That's why I have my music studio in a separate room, and I don't do any music in here because otherwise they're just like, they're mesmerized. They just want to be like, oh, we want to listen.
Okay, so right now it's 44 degrees in, the Phoenix area, and there's a freeze warning until 5 a.m. Crazy. That's weird for here. That's not normal. Hi, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Erin.
Oh, thank you, Erin. I know it's much colder in other parts of the world. We talked about this yesterday. Arizona, you're being in the desert, your blood thins. I promise you. It's like 40 feels like 20 elsewhere, Oh God. Connecticut, nice. It was negative 22 yesterday here in Minnesota. Ugh. Today it's 5. Wow. Maddie, it's negative 30 wind chill in Wisconsin. Oh. Okay, a whole lot of snow in New Orleans. That's so wild. Moon in Scorpio. Interesting. It snowed in Jacksonville, Florida, New Orleans, and Texas. Yeah, it's weird. Just north of you in southern Utah, it was 30 today, which is so cold for here. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so anyways, I just wanted to come on and just like let you guys know, like just see familiarity, see your friends, see your community. We're here. I'm reading things, I'm looking at things, but I'm also looking away from things. I'm spending time with animals. The energies are interesting. Yeah, pay attention to the energies. Oh, you guys, Saturday is the big planetary alignment, which that'll be interesting. Like, what is it? 5 planets? Is it 5 of them on Saturday?
I thought it was all of them. But
No, there's one more that comes in at the end of the month. And then there's the full moon. This is so funny. It's like wild. It's constant.
Lonnie, I know the place you're in. My most of my relatives, save for my mother, voted for him as well. I don't speak to them anymore. I can't tell other people how to live, or choose, but I started choosing community and chosen family a long time ago. Long time ago.
I'm grateful I don't have that. I don't know how I wouldn't, they wouldn't be my family then, I think, you know. But I wouldn't spend my friends are my family, but that's for other reasons from a long time ago. So
Yeah.
I keep trying to figure out how to put this light here because it's like kind of yellowy looking, and I'm trying to like, I don't know. I promise I don't have jaundice or anything. It's just the lighting in here.
Do you have a ringy?
What?
A ring light?
No. I do, but I don't know where it is. I packed it away. It's too much. It was like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Someone actually gave it to me, and I plugged it in, and I went, "Oh, this is cool." And then I put it somewhere, and I don't remember where it is. Okay. Yeah, we've got this.
Yeah, and you know, the interesting thing is AOC said it'll take a second. And sometimes when somebody says it takes a second, we take it so literally. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. And right now, I had something come to me the other day when I was video blogging on here. We create community by creating hope, and we create hope by creating community.
Yeah.
So it's a circle.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
So, you know, don't be watching the news. Don't be watching the giant star baby. No, I don't.
Giant star baby. He's so awkward.
He was on a trip the other day. Did you see?
Someone says like ketamine or something.
Yeah, he would. I don't see the actual medical term, by the way. But, yeah, I know. Trust me, I found out. But yeah, he was having a nice bowl of the Kellogg's flagship cereal, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Do you guys see the special K? Did you guys see the mouthing? Justice is coming. It looks like she says it.
I thought she said stop or something like that to like stop it, you know, like because they're giggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was a very impatient kid, and that carried forward into my adult years. And so I have to just learn that things take time.
Yeah. For those of you asking who, our Lotus Queen walked by cameras and said, looks like she mouths out, justice is coming.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
They were all on something. From the clip that I saw.
Bezos too, right?
And
Bezostos.
And they give Zucky something too.
Wait, let me think. Oh yeah, he was very like looking down. What's her face's shirt? The other, like, I don't know.
It's weird that the baby pumpkin, the youngest pumpkin child, is like the only one that seemed halfway normal.
I worry about him though. Like, okay, you're flying under the radar, but there's a cray waiting to come out. He looked all happy usually he looks miserable, and it makes me kind of happy. Like, okay, good. If you're that close to it, you have to be miserable.
I can never.
Today he looked kind of happy.
I can never get a read on Marla's daughter though. I can never get a read on her.
She looks so snarky in the church. That's the first time I had a negative feeling about her. I've always kind of felt sorry for her until I saw that one, and I was like,
something's up there. Yeah, I feel bad
for pastor or bishop. I feel bad
for the karaoke singer though, girl. They need to take that mic away from her.
Who is?
I call her the karaoke singer.
Oh, you're talking about Carrie? Yeah. No,
I'm talking about Eric's wife.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a singer, so I shouldn't say things like that. But I'm like,
I always think about the songwriters and how uncomfortable it was doing sessions with her. Like they got paid.
There are so many that are like that though. Like, I was floored. There was a producer that I met here where I live, and I was like talking about things, and he's like, "Yeah, I just can't wait for prices to go down." I'm like, okay.
No, I thought that bishop was so well spoken. Everything she said was beautiful, and I would like to point out it was another woman that was. You have the attorney general in Arizona, you have the bishop saying all that stuff. I've never seen a man like talk like that in church to his face like that. Whoa, that was so good. I mean, I just was like watching that. And I just had this feeling that that's like their last chance to get the message.
Hey Augustus,
That's
we've got to use code, by the way. Augustus, the Great Pyrenees, we have to use code. So
who
we have to
said
like
what?
he said like so I like to say the Adobe PDF files. PDF.
PDF. I'm slow. I'm not as smart as you, so you're gonna have to explain this to me.
It's like they love the little ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The PDF files. Did someone write that word in here? You can't
Yeah,
write that.
it was like the abbreviated version, but still, it's like it'll.
Okay, yeah, be very okay, like right there, Jen, be careful with that. We call him the orange or tangerine.
Yeah,
Make sure you use code words or I'll get banned and we won't be able to be there for each other. Which I was gonna say, that was very upsetting having it go down in the middle of my live on Saturday night. You think that they would wait until midnight, but they didn't. And then when it came back up, I was happy for about 4 minutes, maybe 14 minutes. I was like, oh, yay. And then I was like, wait a minute, this is different. It felt different. And then now we all know all the information's out. But I'm more hurt by that than anything else because I could deal with anything else as long as I have my community. And I love the community I have here and I have on YouTube. So I've been leaning more into YouTube now, honestly, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I feel
I
like I
call
can be myself.
I call him Donorrhea diapers.
Everyone's got their names. I have the whole kitchen theme going on. We were calling Starboy refrigerator because he's shaped like a refrigerator. And then
He
we have
seems like one of the trucks.
yeah, I saw that the little kid drawing, and then it's like turn the body, and it's like a truck. Oh God, it's just bizarre. Everything's so bizarre, and then it's like I want to talk about it, but I kind of don't too because I don't want to get any zings on anything, and my brain is too tired to come up with new code names because there's a couple of new code names I have, but yeah, you guys try not to watch it too because who cares? All this stuff's going to be turned around anyways. And all it's going to do is zap you of energy. So try not to watch anything either because
I
it's
feel like the
ridiculous.
more people pay attention to it, time is such an interesting construct because, like I said, and I don't want people like, being upset if I say like dates right now, but like I said, time is a construct of the mind. And Boy George, he's a healer or an intuitive, right? A
Love
lot of
him.
people, yeah, but he's one of us.
Yep.
And they wrote that song, Time the Clock of the Heart. Well, the thing is, like literally it's such a construct, and if you literally disengage time, it's so weird. It's like it can be bent. A big part of like the third part of my personal awakening was watching the Bene Gesserit from the Dune movies, that like they are seers and healers. Like they're not over here like waving a wand and doing like what was it, Wingardium Leviosa, right? They're not doing that, but
Right.
they're able to use intuition,
Yeah.
and like they're able to bend and fold time with their intuition and whatnot, which is so amazing. So y'all, if you can find a way, and I say y'all because I'm a Texan, if you guys can find a way to put like literally put your energy into something that you love, even if it means like get a new puppy or get a new kitty, um a hobby of some kind. And I'm not trying to do positivity gospel or anything like that, but you are able to bend time by putting something in your life that attracts positive energy. Because for me, 2016 through 2019 felt like an eternity. But once I disengaged,
Yeah.
it was just like,
It did for me too, but for different reasons.
right.
Okay, for one of my videos, I mentioned Luke Skywalker when I said he said use the force, and I said, what does he say? Use the force, or I said if you're a Trekkie, leave or not Trekkie, sorry, Star Wars person, put it in the comments. And a couple people were
Yeah.
like, no, he says something else, whatever. I found it. I was right. So it's when in the first Star Wars, when he's flying his spaceship thing and they're fighting, it's like at the end, and his hi Rosie and Daisy and his all of his controls go out. And so Obi-Wan Kenobi tells him use the force. So I'm just going to play this really fast.
Hang on, R2.
This is longer than I thought it was. I'm sorry.
Use the force, Luke.
This is intuition.
Let go.
Let go.
Force is strong in this one. Luke, trust me.
I just got chills. I remember that scene when I saw that the first time, and I remember thinking like, because that nobody talked like that back then, really. And I like now there's everybody's everywhere and all that stuff. But like a guy is in a war, in a space war. He's flying around, he's shooting things, and all of a sudden a spirit speaks to him and says, "Use the force." When all of his gauges go out on the thing, he can't use it anymore, so he just kicks it aside and he goes on another energy. That's what I think needs to happen now, and I think that's what the 4 a.m. Club has been all about and all that stuff. It's another energy that's just been ramped up, so we're more aware of it, and other people too. Anybody that has any feeling, you don't have to have. I hear people saying, "Well, I didn't wake up at 4 in the morning." It doesn't matter. Or they'll be like, "I got up around midnight." I'm like, "Oh my god, it doesn't matter." Like that's not the point. It's really about. I mean, if we're getting down to it and we're talking about it, yeah. But in terms of just general spiritual energy, literally, if you just have a feeling about, something's off. Exactly, Rosie and Daisy. Something's off. You have a feeling of calm. You have a feeling like everything's gonna work out. That's the force. Like if we want to be really like nerdy about it, I love stuff like that. But
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, for people who were not here when I last joined, Lisa, and who else was with us? Lisa? There was a third person.
I feel like that was 40 years ago, and I don't remember.
um, I just want to say,
It was a
like,
woman, right? It was a female.
I want to say that basically I was just completely anxious and despondent in 2016 after the first time. I don't feel that way this time.
Yeah.
I like there, and there are people who do, because I don't want to be like, oh, I went through it last time. Like, and so I'm older. It has nothing to do with that, but like a lot of like younger people, and like I'm Gen X, younger Gen X, but still, like I went through this last time, but I'm not feeling this. I don't know. I'm not feeling this way because I went through it last time. There's just something different.
Yeah. No, you know what? I've been dying to tell some. I think I kind of said it the other night, but I don't think anyone heard me. So let me try again. So you guys make sure you laugh or tell me this is a great observation. Um, I feel like the event that happened yesterday looks like a little boy in Make-A-Wish Foundation wanted to be a president. And that was like a ceremony that they put on for him, and like, you are a very special boy. Like it was very fake looking. It was very performative. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched part of it. And all the parts I saw were, thank you for the laughter. No, it doesn't it though? Doesn't it look like everyone is like appeasing a little boy? Like he's sitting there at his big desk signing stuff, and they're like, "You're powerful," with that big pen. And he's like, "I'm signing things and I'm going to destroy people's lives." And we're like, "You're so amazing." It was like, I could not, anytime I see it, and that's why I'm just trying to find like, honestly, people's lives are being destroyed. So I'm not trying to lighten that part of it. But I sometimes have to look at this and just go, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely the way that everybody around him is just trying to stay quiet. The emperor with no clothes, like all of that. It's so ick. Ew.
Do you watch Rosie?
Yeah.
What I love about her is how, even though everything is just so like wild right now, she's just sitting there smiling and stuff. And but she always starts with her little song.
Yeah.
She's like,
Rosalina,
Rosanna,
psychic
psych investigators.
investigators. Yeah.
And I'm like over here dancing. I've been singing with her literally for weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
I
way she
love that.
moves her mouth, I always look at that. She goes, Rosie, investigators. You know how she does some weird.
Using a filter?
You think?
Can you use filters on Zoom?
Maybe if she has like an extra thing that you can get. I don't know. And it's not built in. Oh,
Girl, I have a cat filter now.
oh my God. See, that's cats. That is so funny.
This is Tinkerboo. She's a good girl.
That is so funny. Okay. Yeah, her accent impersonate when she does Potato and Rumpelstiltskin and all that. She goes, what are you doing? You will not get that. She gets really into character. It's like, wow, good.
She's Romanian, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. She went to school like in Paris, so she's
She's got
more of
the,
a
I
world
mean, like, I'm not saying
perspective.
we don't, but she's got the gift. Like,
Yeah.
from like, whoo.
And what's cool about it is that she has a real knowledge about world history and world politics,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
especially the Middle East stuff. So I think that that's helpful because she blends that. We're talking about Rosie and Karina on YouTube, for those of you who don't know. And the YouTube channel is called Rosie's Insights. Rosie's Insights. And then, so Rosie is on camera and her friend Karina is like, you know, on Charles Angels when, what's his name would call in. What was the name? Why am I drawing a blank on basic things from my life? She's only, audio because she like calls in or something.
Karina.
Karina, yeah. No, but what's the guy's name? Charlie on Charlie's Angels, where it's just a voice. Hello, angels. Like that's
Mhm.
Karina.
Moochie,
Charlie.
Moochie was saying, I just want it to be over. What I was saying, I guess Moochie just joined. Moochie and Moochie's one of Moochie follows me as well, and I don't know if Moochie follows you too. But basically, what I was saying, Moochie, is find ways to bend time in your mind, and that is literally and that is actually practicing the art of what we do. It's bending time in your mind by finding things that nurture your soul, nurture your spirit, nurture your hope, nurture your community.
Yeah. And also, nothing happens without the overarching energy of God and the universe. Everything is under that umbrella. And I know it's very hard to see, especially when I lost some people that were close to me. It was very hard for me I was pissed at God. I was pissed at the universe. I didn't want to live. I was like, no. But even that, I can see it's really supercharged me in being more of an advocate and being loud and saying, yes, I know what my intuition is saying, and you should know what yours is too. And like, I think if they were still here, I might not have done that as much. And I believe that they're still with me. I believe we still have a relationship. They still tell me jokes. I still text them in my mind. They're still with me and they're helping me. Just like I believe like Jimmy Carter is still helping all the people that need to be helped to continue to push this forward. I don't think people leave and they're gone. We're all energy. We all kind of know that, but we're spirits are with us. All the loved ones, all the people. Think of all the people that in the wars that fought for democracy, fought for the right to vote, fought for all this stuff. They lost like their legs. They lived the rest of their life without legs, or they just died on the battlefield. How do you think in spirit world, how do you think they're feeling right now? They're like, oh, hell no. They're not going to just let this no. And a lot of people who are living right now may have been reincarnated from other wars and they're in their body right now. And that's why they're having a more intense reaction than maybe somebody else. Maybe they're like, no, I saw suffering. We went through hell. How do they just come in so flippantly and undo everything that's been there so long? Like, no.
Do you have memories of a past life, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, I had one dream. I think I've had a lot of past lives, but I had one dream that, because I mean, I came into this world too much spiritual. Like it wasn't matching my family. I knew all these things and I was like, I remember going to church going, that's interesting that these people have to do this, in a Catholic church. And I don't know how to describe it. I just always sort of knew certain things. But I remember a dream I had when I was like in my early 20s and I was like an Asian man hiding in tall grass. And it was, I could hear a Jeep coming up, and it was like a very old Jeep. It was very short. And I was terrified. I was terrified. And the Jeep came up, and it was two white looking men. So they could have been Russian, German, American, French. I don't know, but they were white. And they were just like kind of talking to each other. And it was just like another day of whatever. But I was begging the guy, please, because he saw me when they drove up. And I was begging him not to do anything to me. He just put the GUN and right here and he just pulled the trigger and I felt the bullet go through me and I woke up and I know exactly what that guy looks like. I know everything. I know what the grass looks like. I know what the Jeep looks like. I know what the two guys in the Jeep looks like. I mean, it's so real and that was a long time ago. I know I only look like I'm 21, but no, it was a long time ago. Okay, it was like a long ass time ago. So it still feels very real and I think a lot of people have those kinds of memories if they really tap into it. Do you have any dream or memories?
I know that this is probably no, this is definitely the first time I've been a man. My spirit has been in a man's body.
Oh my God.
I've definitely been a woman in past, like multiple past lives. This is my first time being a man because I'm very, very sensitive still. Whereas if I think if somebody comes in numerous times and as a man a bunch of times, that's where that hardened spirit comes through, the need to just be like continuously macho, continuously be like, but yet I also have such a childlike spirit. So I also feel like I don't think I was like a woman grown. I think I was a little girl that didn't, because sometimes I do see, it's weird. And I was talking about Return to Oz earlier, but like how Dorothy, like when she was trapped in the witch Mombi's palace, she would like look in the corner and there's in the mirror and there's like a little dancing princess in the corner. And like sometimes I see a little girl, but she never got older. And I started realizing just in the last recent months that that was me in my last life and I didn't live,
Oh.
be older.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah. You know, before my grandfather died, when I was like 16, my grandparents were really important to me. And they used to come to, they're from Chicago, and they would come into Arizona every Christmas and Easter to, you know, have dinner with us and just whatever. And I remember the last time they were in town, I was like 16 and we were at a restaurant, and something told me, and this is the first time I really started getting almost like a third person, like guidance, like something that felt foreign to me. I was like, because there's me, you know, oh, I want to do this. But there was something that came in and said, sit next to him. You'll want to get to know his essence. And I thought, that's weird. Okay. So I sat next to him, and I was born in Geneva, Switzerland. So I call them Grammaire and Grimpere. So I was like asking him his whole life. I was like asking him when he fell in love with my grandmother. What was it like the first time he saw her? What was it like when he was a little kid? Like, I asked him all kinds of questions. And my mom was even like, Lisa, you know, he doesn't want to be asked questions, which he's a Sagittarius like me. So yes, he does. Believe me. I'm sure he loved every
When's your
minute of it.
birthday?
December 1st.
Okay, I'm March 23rd. I'm in Aries.
Oh, nice. I'm an Aries moon, and I have a lot of Aries in my chart.
I'm a Cap Moon Aquarius rising.
What's your sign? Oh, you're an Aries with a
Aries,
Capricorn
yeah,
moon.
Pisces, Aries, Sun, but like dominant Aries.
Okay. I can see that. So I sat next to him, asked him all these questions. He liked it, you know, and then that was it. I didn't think in myself, that's the last time I'm ever going to see him. That never crossed my mind. I said goodbye. And then about a couple weeks after they got back to Chicago, he had a heart attack. And I remember when my mom was at home and she got the call and she was like, oh my God. And she was like freaking out. I felt so happy. I was like, oh, good. He's free of his body. Now he can be there for us and everyone he loves, and like everything's going to be great. And my mom was like horrified because I looked relaxed and happy. And I was like, oh, okay, let me hide this. Anyways, a year later, after he died, I started having reoccurring dreams about him where he was alive. And I would go, Grandpere, what are you doing? Why are you alive? You're supposed to be dead. And he would just kind of smile and walk away. Or I'd walk into a restaurant and I'd see him and he'd look at me and kind of smile, and I'd look away and then look back, and then he was gone. So this happened for a while. And then I felt like, okay, I'm going to go to a psychic. So this was my first experience with a psychic. So that's a whole nother story I'll tell another day. But basically, I go to the psychic. She's an older woman. She has a old dog. She lives in Phoenix in a high rise, which is like, there's 4 of them at the time. You know, there's hardly any. I get there and she didn't know anything about me. She didn't know my phone number. She didn't know, you know, I called her landline, like it was all. And she goes, just give me something with your vibration on it. So I was like, my car keys? I don't know. So I handed her the car keys. And as soon as I did, I felt like this whoosh go down from like the window down over to her. And it felt like wind, but without a temperature attached to it. And oh, I have to tell you the other thing too. When he died, I started talking to him every night. I would tell him about my whole day, and I would go, yeah, blah, 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 this happened, that happened. And then I would always close it with, I don't even know if you hear me. I don't even know if you're still alive. That's how I would end it. And I would go to bed. So whoosh, it happens. She opens her eyes and she goes, I mean, it's like total poltergeist. She goes, there's an entity present. And she's like an older lady. And I'm like, entity? Hell no. Why? Why did she have to say entity? But she goes, it's your grandfather. And he wishes to tell you he does hear you and he is still alive. No one knows that. I did that in my head. And she described things about him and like how he'd been trying for the past year to get me in there, and that we're very connected. We've had many lives together, many lifetimes together, and that we're old friends, like soul friends. And I felt that. I felt that when he was alive. So I don't know. I mean, I think I probably have had a lot of lifetimes, a lot. I mean, but I also feel like I'm not really, I don't think anyone's from here, but where I'm from, that I have the most identity with, is not like this planet at all.
Do you follow Zodiac Threads on here, Aaron? He's Australian. I did.
Oh, red hair?
Yeah,
No.
he's gay. He's got bigger hair. He's very handsome. But
Hmm.
I was following him and I did a reading with him, and it was crazy the things he knew through his reading. Because I didn't tell him anything. I mean, it was just like it was just coming on. He knew that I was trying to move into an apartment. He knew that like there's some big contracts coming, big opportunities, and he nailed it all. But what I want to say to people who are like really like still really holding on to an outcome, this is what I'm going to say about outcomes of any kind, whether it's job or political or romantic or whatever. Think of that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, Sliding Doors. And any choice that you make is free will in a moment. And sometimes the universe will not allow a door to open if the outcome in the end is not going to be positive for you, like in the short term. And I was trying to get this apartment back that I lived in for 8 years. It was before I moved into this house. I rent this house. But I was there for 8 years and I wish that I hadn't left it, but I did. I moved into this house to live with an ex. It didn't work out. He and I moved out of this house. We got our own places. And then this house came back to my life. But I want that apartment back. And Aaron knew about it. He knew that I was trying to get out. He's like, yeah, you're trying to move soon. You're going to be moving. And then it didn't happen. And I thought to myself, wow, Aaron knew it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen. Why didn't it happen? And then I just look around me like, yeah, I want this apartment, but I have these 3 dogs, and I don't want to deprive them of their yard and community. And I wonder, and please, nobody take this the wrong way, but let me just say this way. What we are going through right now, we are getting to build community. Would we have found each other if it had happened another way? Would we continue to build this bond if we got what we wanted December or January the 6th or the 20th? Like, we are being built into a community for a reason. Just the same reason as Aaron's reading. How could he have known? We're not friends. He didn't know that I was trying to get this apartment back. He did a reading, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Was I upset that it didn't happen? Of course, because I've dreamed of having that apartment back for over 8 years now. I left it in 2016, but it wasn't supposed to happen for me.
No, and I totally believe that this is a good opportunity. This is a teachable moment for people to understand that what really is spirituality. Like, what is it when you're tapping into something? What is that in the first place? And the idea, like, everyone kind of has a cartoon idea of what psychic is. That's why I don't say I'm psychic. I have clairs, but I would, not that there's anything wrong with that word, but I feel like that word conjures up whatever it conjures up for people. And I just think there's a huge education that needs to happen. That's actually how I got on with ethical psychic. Was I have this strong feeling that I need to make a video about before the outcome. I mean, before the inauguration, the yesterday, a couple weeks ago, and I said I want to make a video to myself about how it works. How does it work that you get an impression or a visual or a feeling or whatever it is? Because I could tell the questions people were asking me, they didn't know, they didn't understand. So I thought, let me make a video about this. So I did, I think it's in there. Either that or it's still in my head. I can't remember, but I think I did. But then I reached out to Ethical Psychic and I said, would you ever want to go live? Because I really felt like she'd be great live. I was just like, I want to see her live. I want her to come onto my live. The people that come into my live, I think, would get a lot out of her. And she was like, oh yeah, I've tried going live before. I'll try it out. And I was like, all right. So she came on, and then the next day I went to her account and I didn't say anything about the video. And she had a video about this psychic thing and about how it works. And the whole video, she goes, this is a video unlike any video I normally do. And she went into the whole thing, and I was like, so I emailed her again, and I go, all right, that was all the confirmation I needed. We need to go live together. So she, the rest is history, because then she came on this live, and now she goes live all the time. Thank God, because I think people need that calming energy that she has. She's very grounded, and
How about
you know,
Jalisa?
pardon me?
Jennifer Lisa? Are you talking about her?
Yeah, Jennifer Lisa Vest,
Yeah.
aka spiritual or ethical psychic.
Yeah, I love her.
Plus, her name sort of lends itself to that topic too. Like, okay, what do we do? But yeah. So I think that it's people don't know, people don't understand. There's free will. There's everybody has free will in the whole situation. So imagine the mathematical equations that are going on if each person has free will. There's certain touch points that I think were part of our plan. And I might be wrong, but that's just what I think. I'm just a person and I have a right to guess why the hell we're here in this amnesia.
Well,
You
I
know,
also believe in karmic debt, and I did
yeah.
a numerology. A friend of mine, she did a numerology reading on me during the summer of 2020, and we all know what was going on then.
Numerology is crazy. I don't understand it, but it's accurate as
It
hell.
was so wild, and I just felt so trapped. So at that point, I was living in the place that I'd moved to from this house. I was only there for like a year, but I was like feeling just so locked away, like Rapunzel in her tower, and I was just so miserable. And I missed the house, I missed the yard. My friend was doing this reading on me, and I had never really done my life path, but I found out that I have two numbers. Not only I'm a 7, but I'm also a 16, and those are heavily 16 is a karmic debt number, and I had a lot of karmic debt from dishonesty or unfulfilled contracts or just narcissism and ego and all that stuff, and I was in therapy at that time. And why am I bringing this up? Oh, because numerology. And so yeah,
I do that all the time, and then I feel like I'm in the middle of a field at night, like I've just been dropped off by the spaceship. I'm
literally I
like,
do that all the
I don't know
time.
where I am right now. I just told this whole preface, and now, okay, go ahead.
But yeah, so like numerology, like I did my life path number, and it's just crazy. Oh, because karmic debt, it's like what you have to realize is when there's supposed to be an outcome, but people use their free will on like other teams or whatever to alter that outcome, even though they know what the right path is and they're doing that. These people are racking up loads of karmic debt for themselves.
Yep.
And that it's I keep leaning on this, y'all. This is not our lesson to learn. Like, we did the right thing in 2016, we did the right thing in 2020, we did the right thing again this time, like those of us who are here in the States. And so I do have a feeling that we will continue to be divinely protected, and we do need to use our empathy and love and care and resources for people we care about. But I don't say this in a selfish way. I say it in a completely self-preservatory way. We can only take care of others if we take care of ourselves first.
Yeah. Put the mask on yourself first. Exactly.
Bingo.
Yeah. Oh, I just had a thought leave my mind.
I did that too.
What the hell? It was like a really good point too. I was like, "Ooh, this is a good one. I can't wait." And then I'm like, "It's gone." Like, okay. Um, oh shit, it'll have to come back to me. I don't know.
Oh, Levi's right. Yeah, it's like those choose your own destiny stories where like if you pick one path, then it takes you another page, and then if you read that, and then you're like, if you choose this, go to that number, go to that number. And it's crazy because like he's so right. And yeah, we're on the roller coaster ride because this is unfortunately where we are, but but also it can be for us too.
Yeah. I know what I was going to say. Getting older for me, it makes me, and I think this is healthy to get to where you don't know. You realize how much you don't know. And one of the dangers of getting older is people get locked into what they know because they're like, well, I'm older. I've been here a long time. I've been doing this forever. And so this is reality. And it's like, no, this is the set of circumstances that you've had in your life up to this point because of where you were born, the people around you, your community, whether you're white, whether you're a woman,
What you were
whatever, all these
taught? Did
different
you go to
things.
church?
Yeah, your religion, your financial situation, all that stuff. So then you've gone down this path and you're locking yourself in. And so for me, I'm always trying to stay outside of that. I'm always trying to break that open. And it's a natural thing that creeps up on you as you get older because you want to simplify. That's part of getting older. You want to
Things get
simplify things.
scary as we get older.
It what?
Things from our childhood and teenage years seem safer.
Yeah. And I just think if anyone in here, if you're younger or whatever, just keep leaning into not knowing and be a student of the mystery of life. And that's what this is. This is very scary what's going on, but it's also very interesting in another way. If you flip it upside down and look at it, this is really interesting that in 2025, we're in this situation where it's like a bad 80s movie, with a
I also
bad.
do think though, because you brought up age, this where we live is still such a very young place on the planet. And we think that we have all these safeguards in place, but we don't have the safeguards that they do in France or that they do in Germany, obviously. And it means that we just, like I said, we have to create more community that way.
Well, we were so spread out for so long, we didn't have to learn a lot of lessons. We
Mm-mm.
don't have a lot of other countries bordering us where we have to do a bunch of stuff. And, we don't, but now it's getting more connected and we have to listen to each other. We have to see each other and be like, do I accept this or not? And we're being forced to change. And we know that a huge chunk of us are resistant to that completely. They're like, I'm not changing.
I think something that I knew intuitively, and I haven't talked enough about this, and I kind of feel some sense of guilt or remorse for not having been more open about it because I actually wasn't even on this app as much in 2022. But I could see the bellwether of change in sentiments towards disaffected minority communities or towards things like, feminism and whatnot. I could see the changing current, and I intuitively knew that he was going to pull through in a way until Joe did what he did. And it was like, and I think I've said this to you on the last live, that right after the little incident that happened in July, or was that late June, whenever that happened at that rally, that is when people really freaked out. They're like, oh, he's really going to win. He's going to beat Joe Biden. And I'm like, I said, he's not going to go against Joe Biden. He's going to step down next week. And I knew that Kamala was going to come in, that Lotus Queen was going to come in. And so, like I said, it's always shifting because I saw multiple realities. I saw a reality in 2022, seeing forward. I was like, oh crap, this is how things are pushing. These are how things are going. All these anti-leftist stuff moving things this way. And then I saw the pendulum swing because I think, I think 46 saw it as well. And he was like, this is what I've got to do. But I also do think that there's been a longer plan in place.
Good night, Christine. No, I really think that this has been going on at least 15 years, like this whole trying to divide people. Computers and social media and cell phones made this possible. What's happening right now is literally due to technology allowing people who have bad intentions to enact a plan, and I believe that the blueberries have been on this because it's not just here, it's blueberries worldwide, and they're on this, and that's how it's going to kind of come out. That's how I believe.
And our Collins just made a good point that they just block them and leave them themselves. You have to do that. I came up with a motto 8 years ago: block, delete, rinse, repeat. You do not owe these people your energy. You don't owe them your explanations. You don't owe them any sort of, oh well, I thought we were gonna have a little debate. Like, I love when they say that. I thought we could have a healthy debate. Fuck off! Like, go away. Go argue with your wife. Go argue with your
Yeah.
husband,
And your mistress too.
please.
Bren, yes, they do see us as being weak because everything that people do outwardly is what they're doing to themselves. So probably when they were growing up and they cried, somebody yelled at them for crying. Somebody was like, "What are you
See,
doing? Why are you crying?" And so then they
you're a
learned to be
little
like, "Yeah, I
girl,
shouldn't
that kind of
be
stuff.
nice to
Yeah.
myself. I should push myself down." And now they're big and bad and older and they have scotch breath and they drink, and they smoke and they do whatever and it's like
They
they're like,
smell
"Yeah."
bad, and they smell really
They
bad.
smell, yeah, some of them, we're just talking about some of them, not all of them. But it's like they're going to do the same thing. Have you guys ever noticed that people do to others what they're doing to themselves already?
Or
They're treating you.
what has been done to them too.
Yeah.
Like in
So
The Color Purple when Celie said,
yes, nothing's gonna go right by you until, yeah.
everything you done to me already been done to you.
Yes. See, thank God for the storytellers. It started with being around fires, campfires, and telling stories. Is the power of storytelling is it goes into us deep. And now in these times when we're afraid and we're like triggered and we're like scared and we're like, what the hell? Remember the stories. Remember the stories that you learned.
Share, it's Rosie's Insights on YouTube.
Yeah, Rosie's Insights.
Rosie
I
and
can't pin any comments when there's a
I can't
guest.
wait to watch them tonight. I love watching
She already
her.
posted it earlier.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And I like the way she just sits there. Rosie and Kenny, it's like that.
Oh my God, you're doing it. You're totally doing it. That was funny. You guys, okay, what we're gonna do, okay, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, I have to watch it like more to get it burned in. Yeah, you can't pin comments. Yeah, that's right, Cash. When there's a guest, if it's just me, you can do it. Um, but yeah, so don't. It doesn't matter what they think about anything. They're not well people. Like we think they're normal people that are just being mean. They're not normal. And I don't mean what I mean by normal is they're not somebody that we're in a society that thinks that that way of being is okay. And that's what needs the chiropractic adjustment because that's never okay how they are. They're so out of touch. The way they laugh at like spirit or being gentle or caring about an animal. I remember when I lost my brother and my friend and I was in LA and I needed a break and my friend had a winery in Northern California out in the country. So he's like, just come up here and stay with me. I was like, all right. So I went up there and I'm driving. There's this, I stayed up there for a while and there's a country road to get to his house. And one night I was coming home and there was a deer on the side of the road that looked like it was like stuck in some fence stuff. Good night, Dee. And I pulled over and I was trying to see what was going on because there was construction there and I thought maybe it jumped and got stuck in chain link or something. So there was a Facebook group about that area and I said, what do you guys do when there's a deer? Is there like an animal rescue out here? You should have seen how mean they were. And it's MAGA town out there. They were like, you're such an idiot. You go get your pew pew out of your car and you just be done with it. Or, all this stuff. And they're like, put it on the hood of your car. I was like, I don't even know what's wrong with, what are you guys talking about? Like, I couldn't believe that people would talk like that about a living being. And I had just dealt with a lot of loss, which is why I went out there. And so I was all by myself. Somebody else said, I'm from an animal rescue. I'm going to come by in a few minutes. I'll be out there. And it's pitch dark. It's like in the middle of nowhere. So I realized that she said, maybe it got hit by a car and you just can't see it. And that's why it can't stand up. And I was like, oh my God. And so I went over and kind of stood as close as I could without scaring her. And I just said, I love you. I love you. I see you. I see you and you're important and you're valuable. And I'm so glad you were born and you have a life and I love you and you are valuable. And she just was like, she kind of calmed down. She was thrashing around. She just calmed down and she just went like that. And then she put her head down and she passed. And I felt her energy and I was bawling in the middle of nowhere in the dark in the country and the moon was bright. I was like, God, I came out here to get away from death. What am I doing? And I feel like,
you got to give that beautiful creature grace.
yeah,
And you get to help them like cross the bridge to
yes.
love and light.
Yeah. And I felt the message was, this is unavoidable. We're all going to die. We're all part of this circle. Anyways, good night, you guys. I hope I cheered you up. No, but that's the circle, that's the circle. And God was showing me that.
And then it died.
Yeah, it died, you guys. But anyways, good night, you guys. I love you. Thank you for all the hearts. No, seriously though, like I was meant to, and I feel like the deer, and that's what animals have. Animals know, they know when it's their time. You can tell they kind of like they give into it. They relinquish. And I feel like the deer was sort of like a spirit master showing me and telling me like, don't worry, you couldn't have done anything. I didn't hit it.
No.
Even if I took it to a vet, it was beyond that. Like it was underneath it. So when the lady got there, we found out it had been hit and it was underneath. But I was there with her. I honored her life. But the way people are talking, like, I know, terrible night story. I know. I'm sorry, Brett. Think about the beauty of the wise spirit of the deer. Think of it that way.
She's
Last night
like,
it was the elephants trampling our hut because we don't get the news, and that's a good thing. We just have to let go. Tonight it's the deer that dies in the darkness. So there you go. I killed it with kindness? No. That's the wrong message. Levi. Wrong message. It was beautiful though. And you know, if you want to get away from death, I highly recommend you don't go out to the country.
It reminds me of Addams Family, the movie, when Angelica Houston as Morticia was reading, because she had to work because they lost all their wealth. So she's working at a daycare reading Hansel and Gretel to like little kids, and she's like, and then the poor witch got pushed into the oven, burned alive, screaming, and the little kids are like looking at her. She's like, "How do you think that felt?" And they're all crying.
Yeah. How do you think she felt? Yeah. No, yeah. So there's that. What?
What do you think that feels like, Chief? That's
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite parts in that movie.
Yes. But you know, guys, life is complex. It's bigger than what we think it
Oh, that
is.
hurts. Stop.
Everything is bigger than what we think it is. There's a bigger plan going on. And if it helps me. And I say this and I'm going to keep saying it every night until we all get through this. Honestly, learning about near-death experiences was literally the only thing that started to pull that, and my mom like saying she was going to fight for me one night. But overall, over the years, reading about or listening to them tell their stories about what it's like when they pass over has healed me, because I'm like, that's as close to why the hell we're here in the first place you can get, in my opinion, because there's all different
Dina
backgrounds.
was the first person that I saw talking
Dina.
about anything. Yeah, she was the first person that said anything about anything like this, even beforehand. And she was the first one to say, "This is how it's gonna go. This is my prediction, but it's gonna take a while. I
Yeah.
don't want you guys being attached to this one thing, and it's gonna take some time." And then it was, and so I think that is what really has like helped me just be like,
Yeah.
however long it takes, baby.
Yeah.
However long it takes.
So Omar's talking about a woman. Her name is Vinia, and she had a very profound near-death experience when she was like late teen.
Yeah, she was
And
traveling abroad, I think. Or
yeah,
in
she
New
was.
York.
I think she was going to no in Paris. I think
Yeah,
it was in France. I think.
yeah.
So she had a near-death experience. She had taken too much no dose because she was trying to stay up with her group, and she actually, I think, kind of had a heart attack or something. But because of that, she's been given visions of things, and they're things that come true. So her YouTube channel is my NDE, or my near-death experience from A to Z.
Right.
I don't know. I think her account here is her name, but I can't remember her last name.
It's just Benia Hill.
Venia Hill. Venia Hill, Hill. I want to interview her for my Death Talk podcast. I've interviewed other people who have had near death experiences. So if you're interested in that, the link is in my bio. It's on Apple and Spotify and all that. But I've taken a hiatus.
Oracle from the Matrix embodied. She is the Oracle.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's
Like,
definitely had really incredible experiences, and the way she'll do videos like on YouTube and TikTok, I guess. I've been watching her on YouTube, so I'm not sure if she's posting here, where she kind of gives you updates, and she's been very helpful through this whole time. She's like, don't get crazy right now.
what do you think of? Can I say names, because I don't want to like. Oh, fine, Sloan Bella.
I don't like her.
What is it?
I think because her son unalived himself, and I think she's bitter. I think she's pissed about it, which I understand. I would be too. When I first started watching her, it was right before it happened, and then it happened, and she disappeared for a while, and then she came back, and she was soft in the beginning, and I watched her get harder and harder and harder. She's rough with how she says stuff. She acts like she knows everything, and she says stuff that's very sensitive in a very irresponsible way.
Well, she's a celebrity reader, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think just the whole reading around her is hard. And then what about the other gay boy, the medium, Tyler Henry?
Oh yeah. The young one. He's a medium. Yeah.
What do you think about him?
I don't know, because I think he's probably legit, but I think so much of what they do is a show. So they have to script so much of it. So like, let's say he's got his little pad of paper and he's squirreling around and he doesn't get anything. I mean, you cannot command spirit like that.
You can't put me in a room with a Sagittarius, y'all. I just want to tell y'all, Aries and Sagittarius, or Aries, you can't put me in a room with a Sag or a Libra because we will always be cutting up everything. I'm the person you can't take to a funeral because if I look across the freaking church or whatever and I look at somebody, they're looking at me, I have
Yeah.
to leave.
And get this, I'm a Libra rising, so I'm double
That's
trouble.
what it fucking is. Do you have a lot of Aquarian friends too?
No.
Oh, you do? Okay, I'm an Aquarius. You don't. I'm an Aquarius rising.
No, I like Aquarius, but I know one Aquarius that drives me nuts, and that's about it. Oh, black, yeah, that's right. Black, no pink is a Libra. Sag United D, yes. Yeah, Tasha said she seems really low vibe. My sister adores her. I don't. No.
I don't have a problem with Tyler. I saw the one that he when he did the reading for Kristen Cavallari from the Hills from
I
Lagoon.
didn't see that.
That was hard, man, because her brother basically OD'd and then went on a drive and got lost in the wilderness and passed, and
Oh my God.
he was doing a reading and whatnot, and it but the thing is, I think I was doing a reading at the same time on Matthew Cavallari. I think that's his name. And what was not coming out, what Tyler was afraid of telling the family, is that he was gay. And I'm not going to just call, hey, Kristen, I used to watch your show. And by the way, your brother was gay. He was really struggling with a lot of things, a lot of self-identity issues. I got that reading from him, but I think Tyler didn't want to say it because
Yeah.
because that's before Tyler came out. Tyler hadn't come out yet when he did that reading on Kristen.
Wasn't he born out? I didn't know that. Some people, when they say, did you know that they came out? I'm like, out of what? Out of their car? What are you talking about? They're like, out. I'm like, oh my God, really? That was a thing? They came out of the bathroom and now you can go in there and use it. And you're like, okay, thanks. Yeah, I feel bad for Sloan because I do think she's a good person, but I think, for instance, she talked about Justin Bieber and she said he's not going to be alive. And she goes, yep. So anyways, that's just it. The way she talked about it really bothered me.
Poor bedside manner.
What?
It's poor bedside manner.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whenever you're seeing a doctor and he's like, yep, you got colon cancer. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a big tumor there.
I mean, that's how they told me that I was at risk and that I had to have something removed because they're like, this is how it's going to happen. They were just like, yeah, it could definitely. I just want to let you know this could probably be colon cancer, and I'm like,
oh my God,
I'm going to Texas.
Yeah. What was the other thing going on? Oh, the Twitch, the book his wife wrote. I think that's horrible. That the Twitch guy that from Ellen. That I'm very into being honorable to people. I'm really into respecting people. And wait, your phone just flipped. What happened? Yeah, Joan of Arc's spirit is saying she's hiding her true emotions by being harsh. Yeah, and almost because her son died, she's like, yeah, that's right. People die. That's the energy. People die, because it's still a sore subject with her or whatever. Which I have compassion for, but I can't listen to her. I can't. But no, the thing with what's her name? Allison, Twitch's wife, or what do you call it when someone dies? Widow.
Yeah.
She released she found DRUGS in the closet. She found his journal. She published all that in her book. I have such a visceral reaction to that. How dare you? I don't know, because you don't know the whole story. I write things. We're creative people. We write weird things. Sometimes I write characters, or sometimes I exaggerate something. But it's not. If someone were to find that and be like, okay, Lisa was psycho. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily true. Don't do that. And I know that people that are close to me would never do that. And I feel so bad for his family because she's a horrible, and she's also makes me mad because she's white like that. She's just one of those ignorant white people. What? I'm just telling the truth. And it's you're trying to sell books and you're screwing up his kid's life. I mean, what are you doing? You can't do that.
It's giving Kelly Taylor from 90210, just like peaked in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get why he was so alive and it was so present. And she's just like, anyways, I need to go get lipstick at CVS. Let's leave early. I don't know. She just seems like there's not much there, you know? Maybe there is, but I
And I
don't
think
know.
sometimes people who have that kind, and I'm speaking as a recovered narcissist, like I seriously, like, that counseling taught me a lot about myself. People who have a lot of that hurt, a lot of that damage, a lot of that unhealed energy, it's like they want to disassociate from the world so badly that everything is just so fickle to them and everything's so superficial and they're just so haughty at the world. And it's just like, that's not a way to live.
Yeah. Well, if she wants to put out, weird facts about herself, weird things that she does when she's all alone, go ahead, do that. I'm not stopping you, but don't do that to another person.
Especially the one that's like left her.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He wasn't a bad person. He didn't do it bad by anybody. She wasn't fighting with him. I mean, I think that's not helping anybody. It's not like, well, that's going to help someone else that has that problem. How is it helping them?
It's
So when
just, it's
you're gone, someone will
self-aggrandizing.
release your information there.
It's self-aggrandizing.
Yeah.
And
We're talking about Twitch's widow putting out in her book she found his journal and she put his private information in the book. And she's also dating someone else and she's not in very good contact with his family. And she made everybody sign an NDE at the funeral. Or NDA, sorry. I'm thinking of near death experience. She made everyone sign an NDA at the funeral. The family arrived. They didn't know that was going to happen and they handed them out to people to not say anything about the funeral. Then she writes a whole book about, I'm mad about that. I have a whole folder of Twitch videos from this case, it's one of my releases, like when I need to get away from everything that's going on with Tangerine. I'm like, look in with this celebrity news or whatever. And so then I look at that and I look at the other one is the Blake Lively situation. And I'm like so mad at
what's
her.
going on with that? I don't know about that.
So this is my take on it. So anyone else can, Twitch was the DJ dancer guy on Ellen, and he's also on So You Think You Could Dance, and I think Step Up 3D. That's where he met his wife, I think. Okay, so the Justin Baldoni, he has a film company, and yeah, exactly, Darla. Choose wisely who you sleep with and marry. Also, just have children with. Moochie, it finally let you back in. What does that mean? They're not letting people in. Yeah, his wife has moved on. She has a new person. It's less than 2 years, which, I mean, I'm not judging that part of it, but it's a white guy, something to think about since his kids are mixed and she's not keeping good contact. You got booted? That's interesting. I just hate this big brother feeling. I'm just like, I love tangerines. Tangerines are good.
I know. I love nectarines, peaches, all of
So
that.
good. Oranges.
I love Halloween and fall. It's just so nice.
I'm all so Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni has a film company and he bought the rights to the book to the It Ends With Us. And there's two books. There's the first one, the second one. He bought the rights and he's the film company that raised the money with Sony at Carrots, that's right. Got the money and everything, then got Blake Lively on board. So she's the star of the movie and he's also the star of the movie. So it's about the story. And a lot of people were fans of the book. The movie made like over $300 million. So it was a very successful movie. But I bet you midway through, she started realizing this could make a lot of money. And even with the promotion of the movie, it was happening at the same time as Deadpool it's Deadpool. So she was trying to do like what was the other duo where there's a serious movie, Oppenheimer and
Barbie.
And Barbie. So people said that she's trying to do like a promotion like that. So she just did a lot of things. I won't go deep down that rabbit hole, but a lot of things. She was inappropriate. She was telling people get your girlfriends together and get your florals and go to the movie this weekend. It's about domestic violence. Like, what are you talking about florals? And people accused her of not, I never read the books, but they said it was like she never read the books. Well, then now that her text messages have been released with a lawsuit, she never read the book. How could you be the star of a movie of a very intense situation like this? Anyways, part of his contract with Sony was a certain percentage of the income or the gross, whatever, had to go towards domestic violence shelters and stuff. So he's been down for the right thing all along. I think she tried to smear his name and bully him off the film. And I'll talk about it more another night because now all of a sudden I just got really tired and I just thought of 10 things I have to do before I go to bed. But I do want to talk about this because I have intense feelings about this whole thing because that happens all the time in Hollywood. People get bullied, and I take that very seriously. Like, this happened to us, like she's totally smeared him. She's trying to destroy him. But luckily
there's a lag. I'm noticing a lag because you said something that like you saw, like you smeared him, and then the comment appeared.
Oh.
That's really interesting. Well, speaking of Hollywood, the interesting thing is I don't know if you ever follow. So I was raised in a hyper evangelical environment.
Oh God.
There was like a band called Newsboys or DC Talk or whatever, and the singer was at the big party the other day, and somebody came out and was like, "Yeah, he's actually gay," and outed him.
What's the name of the band?
Newsboys or DC Talk, one or the other.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cash. You're not getting any of the comments, Moochie? Yeah. I think we've been tagged as like an enemy of the state.
The enemy from within. Please.
God, you guys, this is so bizarre.
Well,
all right, you guys, I'm gonna go because I do have to get up early. What?
We will continue creating this.
Yeah, we're gonna continue, and we're gonna continue this conversation. We have so much to talk about as usual, as you can see. Yeah, good night, Black. Good night, Kristen. Good night, Omar. Thank you for coming up here with me.
Thank you for inviting me, Lisa. Good night, honey.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you for coming up here. All right, you guys, I will be live again. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm traveling tomorrow, but I'm going to try to go live tomorrow night.
Be safe.
Thank you. Bye, guys.